And that really leads me into the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, and that's integrated pest management, right? So
Mm.
I know that's something that's really important to you. It's really a strategy that anyone in lawn care really needs to adopt. And I think that's kind of what you're saying about living with things. Like we don't have to always want to throw something, and that's really what I think is a maybe a misnomer with DIY is we just want to fix it. Whatever that is, we feel like we have to do something about it. So how do you balance that?
Yeah. Well, let me give a definition of integrated pest management, just in case there's people listening that may not know. So, and this is what I was taught when I was at True Green, and this is what I've always tried to follow. So, what integrated pest management or IPM says is you're only going to use the hard control. So, the IDE, the insecticide for insects, the herbicide to kill weeds, or the fungicide for fungus, the IDE, right? IDE means to kill, right? So, you're only going to use the IDE when it gets to a point that the problem is starting to affect the overall use or beauty of your primary crop. Our primary crop is turf grass, right? So I said that in an all big way, but you just say, I'm going to live with some disease until it gets to the point where I can't stand the way the lawn is looking anymore, or I'm actually starting to lose parts of the lawn, or things are starting to die off completely. If I get to that point, then I'll use the hard control. But it also means if over time I have a history of learning, I've taken time and I've taken notes about my lawn and I've learned my land, and I know that I have a particular disease problem, for example, large patch, it's going to hit my lawn every single year. Well, in that case, integrated pest management would say, then I'm going to use a preventative fungicide ahead of time, knowing that I'm going to have this problem every year because it's just the environment I live in. It's not my fault. So I'm going to use a preventative, which is typically going to be a little lower application rate, and you're going to get on it early so you'll use less overall because you're not trying to cure. That's also integrated pest management. So basically what you're trying to do is use as little amount of IDEs or chemical. I don't like the word chemical. You'll use as little amount of IDEs as possible to still keep your turf stand looking good. And one of the things that people make a mistake with is they lump fertilizer into all that. And I don't. Think about, I'll take it back. I like to compare a lot of things that we do in lawn care to the human body. And you'll understand this too because of the way the stomach works. Everything you do, man, if you put two of the wrong courses in front of somebody and you jack their stomach up, you ruin their whole dinner. Well, that's
Hmm.
because that's called a biome, and you have to serve that the right way. And the biome in your stomach is very similar to the biome in the soil. And it's a system, and it works in a certain way. Well, what happens is people always want to turn to the pharmaceutical. We're going back to the human body stuff. They want to turn to the pharmaceutical first. Oh, I have disease problems. Okay, I'll throw the chemical down. The pharmaceutical, the fungicide. Oh, I have brown spots. It's probably insects or fungicides, so I'll go get two pharmaceuticals. I'll throw down any insecticide and any fungicide. I'll just throw those things up. Why do you reach for the pharmaceuticals first? Why not reach for the NPK? Why not reach for the vitamins and the minerals,
Hmm.
right? And the things that are going to support your body. That's, like we say with cure things with food. Well, lawns make their own food through photosynthesis, but if I give it nitrogen and it creates more leaf tissue to grab more sunlight to create more photosynthesis. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I think that's where some misconception comes in too with that. I'm kind of going off the track, but don't always reach for the pharmaceutical cure first. Try to cure things with the basics, good watering, mowing, proper practice, call those cultural practices, and also feed the lawn. The last thing you want to do when your lawn is stressed is stop giving it nutrients. But
Hmm.
people tend to do that. So